So in the previous material-related videos, I explained how to assign material to various objects and how to control materials more granularly with point attributes. And now we are going to look at shadows. Shadows is a very important feature to control the look of a scene, and that comes with light as well. So I will show you two examples that allow you to control that. So when I load this, as usual, I need to go up and deactivate the box. And if I go back into my scene, so if I was to bypass the merge, I can see that all I have is a plane, one box, and a sphere, which are created by those nodes, where I just place the sphere and place the box here. If I bypass, this will add two lights, a directional light and a spotlight, and I can isolate them by bypassing the merge node, where it will only transfer the first input. So in that case, I just see the directional light. You can see the shadow that has been created by it. Or if I press Shift R to reorder the input, I will now see the other light, so just the spotlight. Or I can unbypass to see both of them. But let's try with one at a time. So if I look at the shadow created by the directional light, I can control that shadow from the light itself. I can control the intensity of the light, the size of the shadow, so I can make it small, which is the default size, by the way. Then you will only see part of the shadow. So whenever you use a directional light, make sure it increases its size as your scene increases in size as well. And you can toggle the shadow or not. You can change the resolution of the shadow. 1024 is a good default, but 2048 is a good one as well. And very important control is the softness. In that case, it's called the filter mode, which you can change between hard, PCF, and soft. If it's hard, it can look a little rough on the edges, doesn't suit every scene. So I generally use PCF, which you can have a little you can control the blurriness of, and you have another version of blurriness, which is soft, which you can do that as well, but it creates sometimes a bias, which is not as pleasant. So if your objects are close to the ground, this may not always work. So PCF strikes a good balance, which is with a shadow that is not completely overly soft, doesn't have bias, but it's not too hard either. And now if I invert the input of the merge node, I can do the same thing for the spotlight. Again, I can control its intensity. The interesting thing with a spotlight is that it has a strong decay. So decay by default is 2, which means like right now I barely see any light, just a tiny bit here, so you could increase the light a lot more like this. And so the light with this decay is much stronger near the source and fades out quickly with distance. And if you look at the detail of the shadow, we are in PCF as well, so I can also disable the shadow, change from PCF, control the blurriness, go with soft, and I will also have the same issue, even though the softness is nicer at this level, or hard. But again, this is a little aliased, doesn't suit every scene. If you're far, it's probably fine. This is the most performant. If you're close, you want to have some softness to it. This is the main thing about the shadow. But there is also this second example, which can be useful to know. So it added it to the scene, so I'm going to bypass this, and we go inside here, and you can see it's pretty much the same setup, except we only have one light. So I can disable the light and have no light at all. But you can see that only the sphere is casting a shadow. So I can move it, shadow comes with it, but the box does not cast a shadow. The way you can set a node, so set an object to not cast a shadow is by adding an attribute to it. In that case, we add the attribute using the object properties node, where you just say cast shadow to false. If I was to set toggle that, which is the default, then the object would cast shadow, but you can not have it to cast shadow. This is useful, for instance, when the object is meant to be a display helper. For instance, if it was a wireframe representation of something, this is a kind of object that is meant to represent something but not be part of the 3D scene. So sometimes it can be confusing to have those cast shadow, but it could still cast a shadow like you see here as well if you wanted to. Alternatively, I can bypass that to have the shadow. I don't know if you can see the shadow toggle. So that's how you control shadows, their softness, their quality, which object casts or does not cast shadows.